Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Josh, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. And today I'm here with a long-anticipated mod. You guys have been asking for this for a while, and I finally figured out how to get it installed and such like that. I could say that this mod has been probably the most requested mod on my channel, and it is the Psychedelicraft mod. And it is completely awesome. Before we get into anything, I do not condone anything that this mod induces or what this mod does. This is purely Minecraft for fun, and if you're under 18, it's strongly recommended that you guys don't watch from this video on, or from this point on before we get really into what this does, because this is a drugs and alcohol mod, therefore, you know, that kind of stuff. So, with that being said, let's move on to this mod. So the first thing I have here are these, which are the grates, or better known as the lattices, and what they do is grow grapes on them. You can see we got some ready grapes right there. Whoops. I'm not meaning to do that. Alright, so I had grapes on there growing, but what you can do with that is get yourselves, well, let's first talk about the crafting recipe. First things first, come on, let's get these priorities straight. Alright, so let's make ourselves some sticks. That should be enough. Now let's go like this, and we'll just place it like that, and you get yourself the wine grape lattice. And then you can place this down, and you're gonna want to find some grapes to place on it at some point. But for now, you should be good. You need grapes; that's a big deal. But what you could do with that is you place it down, and after placing them, you have to right-click them with the grape. You can find your first from usual villager trades, just like that. And to harvest a grape once they're grown, cut them with shears. So as you guys probably could tell there, I'm doing it wrong, but if we grab ourselves some shears, and we'll let this grow, and we'll skip forward a little bit, but let's grab ourselves some grapes, and here they are. And what we could do with that is head over to our crafting recipe, or crafting table, and place them in somewhat like that, and make ourselves a grape or wine barrel, which I have right here. So this right here is your wine barrel, and what we want to do with that is make ourselves some of the glass chalice, just a wine glass, and you go like that to make it, and you get yourself 4, and all you have to do is right-click it, or right-click that one, sorry, this is your wine barrel, and there we go, we get 4. And you guys can see we got very young wine. So the longer you let it wait in there, the more advanced the wine will get. So we'll leave that stuff in there for right now. And before we go and drink the stuff, let's move on to the beer, which is the next pretty cool part. So for beer, what you do is all you need is to make yourselves a beer barrel, and then you grab yourself some mugs, which are crafted just like so. Get yourselves 8 mugs, and you right-click it like that, and there you go, you get some beer. So let's grab a good amount of beer like that, and let's start drinking. You guys can see nothing's really happening with one, so let's have some wine. Alright, nothing too much. Here, let's take some more beer. Oh, the water's moving just a slight little bit now. Things are a little spinny, but just really off in the distance, nothing really short. Alright, things are becoming a little more blurred, but I'm pretty good still. Oh god, this is where things start to hit. This is where you start to get that drunken effect and the world starts spinning around you. Let's take another one, and another one. Oh yeah. 8 beers, and 1 very young wine. You can see, the world starts to spin around you, you get that little drunk feeling, you got no effects going, so you can't really stop this. It is into naturalness. So, see, we're just spinning and spinning. Oh no, now we got ourselves a little animation right there. That's not good. Oh god. All we do is we hope we don't die. So, this is an experience. So while this goes on, let's see, anything else happening? Are we coming down? I feel like we're coming down from our drunkenness. We didn't have enough beer. But, that being said, let's move on to the next part, which is the Genever. I'm bad at pronouncing things, but these are actually your Genever leaves, or your trees. So what you want to do is go up to them and right-click them, right-click the leaves to try to get their fruits or berries that they have. So there's some right there. Just go around it, right-click it, and see what we can find. You can also eat these berries. See, like that. But let's head over here. Let's see if we can find any more berries from this tree. There we go. So you can see the leaves are slightly darkened when they have berries grown on them. See, like that one there, that one there, that one there. They all have berries on them, and they all going through. So that's good. So 6 should be enough for what we need. And then we also need some grape leaves. So let's head back here. Let's grab ourselves some water and some sugar. And then once we're going to do, we place it down, sugar on top. Oh, we also need wheat. There we go. Wheat there. Sugar on top, water on the bottom. Then place that there, that there. These are the grape leaves. Then the berries, and then some wood. And there we go. We get ourselves a Genever barrel. We place this down, and same thing as before. So let's place that there. And what we could do is we can grab ourselves some of these. Where'd they go? Some of these wooden mugs, and let's see. There we go. You can see the little animation right there of pouring it. I didn't notice it over here. Oh yeah, there you go. All right. So now we got some to Genever, and we'll drink this up. And let's see. Alright, so that looks like we filled it all off. Yep, and 2. Here we go, 3. We're gonna die from this one, but whatever. Boom. Yeah, I'm gonna drink this all for fun. You can see like things are kind of changing colors and such like that. And you can see the world is truly spinning around us. Oh my god. And now we're taking damage. And I'm true drunk. And we spawn back here. Completely sober, don't worry. Alright. So there we go. That's pretty much everything to do with alcohol. So let's clear out what we don't need. And let's move on to the next portion, which has to do all with drugs. That kind of shenanigans. So let's move on here. Alright, so what you need to do is you need to go up to a villager, and they have special little villagers that got these little hats on them. What you want to do is you want to trade yourself 4 emeralds, or I bet it changes, but there you go, you get yourself some cannabis seeds. And what you want to do is plant these cannabis seeds, plant them around, and wait for them to grow. You can see they're right here growing just a little bit, but that's pretty much cannabis. Now we're going to head back over here. I already harvested some, so where are they? I believe I have some in the dryer here. So you can see we place them here into our drying table, which is crafted like so. Now if we go like this, like that, then we get ourselves a drying table. And I placed them around, so I have one over here. Let's see if these guys are done. Not quite yet. You can see the little loading bar right there, and they're going to eventually dry all the way out. What you're going to want to do with that is you're going to want to grab this. So you can see I got dried cannabis buds, and we also have dried cannabis leaves. So I'm not sure, is there? No. Okay. So dried cannabis buds are, I'm not quite sure how you get these. It doesn't really describe on the forum page, but the leaves are very straightforward on how to do it. And what you can do is head over to the crafting bench, and you can craft yourselves a few little special things. So the first thing we're going to do is let's just make ourselves a joint. What is that? No, that's a, what is that? Oh, a pipe. Alright, so we'll make the pipe like so, and then we'll take a piece of wood there, and piece of there, and see we get ourselves a pipe. And all we have to do is have this dried cannabis in here. You see, there we go. It'll take one from this dry cannabis bud, and there we go again. Second. So we got a little experience at the bottom, and it'll take bud every time, but you can see things are starting to become a little movie. I'm becoming a little high off of this. So the more hits I take of this, the more and more high I get. And colors start to change, everything starts to blend. You can see the saturation's just going up like crazy. Oh my god, look at that. Oh my god, man. I'm moving so slowly. Whoa, dude. Look at that, man. Alright, so let's take another hit of this, and let's see how crazy we can go. Now, I don't know if you can die off of this. That's one thing, but you can see our hunger is going down like crazy because that is a side effect of weed. You get the munchies. You can see the more hits we take, the more side effects we get, and you can see it's becoming nighttime, so let's set that to daytime again. You can see everything is just bright like that. Oh my god. This is crazy. You can see this is still going, so this is all good. This is all good. Let's see, I wonder if milk takes off these effects. Nope, milk does not get you down from your high. So while we're still high, I guess, let's try to craft ourselves some brownies. So, what we need is dried cannabis leaves, like so, on top and bottom like that. Then some wheat on side to side, and some cocoa beans in the middle, and you see you get yourself a hash muffin. So, brownies, hash muffin, same deal. You can eat that up, and it actually gives you hunger, but it also makes you high. So, look how bright this is. How we could see it before, how the water's so vibrant. I like this color for the water. That is so nice. You can see everything just looks very, very weird. And then the last thing you can make is a joint. Now, this is what I've had the problems creating. So, let's see. Cannabis? Or is it marijuana? No, it's cannabis. So, dry cannabis, and then something else. It requires something, so... Oops. So, if we go like this, let's try this out. Dry cannabis there. Now, I can't tell what it is that you place on the other side. But if we go like that... Maybe it's tobacco? There we go. So, a joint, there you get some cannabis and dried tobacco, and you could smoke this. You see one hit, and that's your entire joint. So that's pretty cool. I'll be back once the high dies down. Alright, so we're pretty much down from the high. Not too bad. But let's move on to the next thing, which is tobacco. And you can get tobacco from villagers. They either give you cigarettes or seeds. And see, you can get this here. You plant it, grow it, and you get yourselves some tobacco leaves just like that. So we got 48 plus some tobacco seeds to replant. And then all you have to do is take it into the dryer once again. So let's see. Do we have any dried tobacco? No. So let's grab tobacco. Here we go, dried tobacco. Then what we need to do is for cigarettes, place it like that. Paper on top. Get yourself some cigarettes. And then for a Havana, that's cannabis, tobacco, like so. And like that. And you get yourselves a Havana. Now, cigarettes are short-term effects. Smoke one. I mean, not really. It's a smokable whose effect is really subtle and short-term. And there we go, everything's just kind of becoming a little gray. And looks like it's starting to come back a little bit. Very short term, as you probably can tell. I'll smoke the Havana as well. There's 1, 2. And the Havana takes a little longer to smoke. So you can see, we're kind of like a little grayscale high kind of such thing. There's no really words to describe it. So let's move on to cocaine. We're going to save the best for last, so cocaine is next. So this is all cocaine here. It's actually our coca leaves. So what we're going to do is we're just going to break it down like this. And we get ourselves some coca leaves. Alright. Like that, and we got ourselves some 42, and you also have to put these through the dryer. So let's get some coca. So we get dried coca leaves, and what we need to do is create ourselves a syringe. So let's I hate this new clicking. Let's go like that, and we get ourselves an empty syringe. Then what we have to do is grab ourselves a bucket of water, and place it here with the empty syringe there, and the dried coca leaf there. You get yourself some coke. Now what you have to do is just right click it, and boom, you injected yourself, and the world starts to slowly spin as your head goes slower, as in your F8, and everything just becomes all really blurry and very nice looking. Like, this would be a really cool shader effect, but I just want to show you guys the last one, so we have to come down from this high hopefully pretty quickly. I don't know how fast you come down from coke highs. I'm not a coke expert, as they may say, but let's head in here and let's just suffocate ourselves while on coke. Why not? Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. And like I was saying, the best for last, which is actually the magic mushrooms. So let's kill ourselves and let's get ready for these mushrooms because they are so cool. Oh wow, look at the effects like that. I didn't even notice the drowning effect like that with water. That's pretty cool. And there we go. I drowned. But let's head back over here. And what you got to do is just take some brown and red mushrooms like this and place them into the drying table. So let's grab some mushrooms and brown magic mushroom and red magic mushroom. And let's see, which one of these are almost done? Neither. Okay. So what we're going to do, let's take the brown mushroom first. You can see everything starts off nice. Nothing quite yet. Oh, but you are wrong, sir. You are nice and wrong. Everything is crazy. Woo. So the red one's actually the hallucinatory one, but this one is more of the warp and twisted world, like that kind of thing. So let's take the red one. And you see, once we take red, random colors start to show up. And stuff like that. And you'll start hallucinating. See there? Right there. You get yourselves a little ocelot. But no, that ocelot's not actually there. What the heck? Ah! But, oh my god. You can see all the random colors that are just floating around. And life is so trippy, man. This is just a pretty awesome mod that really just adds a bunch of crazy things like this into the game. Like I was saying earlier, do not do any of this in real life. This is purely for the enjoyment of Minecraft and nothing else. I would never do this in real life, such like that. But this has been a really highly requested mod on my channel, so like you guys probably wanted, I did it for you. So let's try to build ourselves a little hut. Wow, oh my god, I'm getting dizzy. Alright. No. Oh god. I give up. This is so hard. Alright. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, could you please leave a rating? Let me know how I did. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.